The next creature we're going to talk about is that of the Horned Devils. So these guys go ahead and focus on hatred and subjugation. That's what they're kind of known for. They go ahead and also spread the will of their generals, as well as their bodies and apparently weapons are both forged in the 9 hells. And they like to torment their foes and all that different stuff. So we're going to go ahead and look at their stat block and how you can use them in your campaign. So first off, I want to point out these guys are very strong, very strong. They're CR 11, so kind of crazy. They have 18 AC, 199 hit points, 30-foot movement, 60-foot flying. They also have cold resistance, immunity to fire, poison, and poisoned. They also just have that diabolic restoration, so if you kill them outside the hells, they come back. They also have magic resistance, which is really good. They also just have a multi-attack that does a bunch of damage. So on average, it does about basically 4 to 24 damage for the fork. They're going to stab you with a fork. And then they also can just hurl flames at you, which does the average 26 damage, and apparently starts you on fire if you have anything that's flammable. And then they also just have a tail attack, which is kind of funny. And it's a saving throw. It does basically 10 average necrotic. And if you receive a wound like this, while wounded, you actually lose your hit points at the start of each of your turns, which is a little crazy. The wound does close, however, after a minute, after a restoration spell is basically been applied, or after like another creature within 5 feet takes a wound similar, basically, and or does a thing that's basically a medicine check to suture it. So that's kind of crazy. I want to point out that that's not very often that happens. So I think that's kind of crazy, kind of cool. You should definitely use them in your campaigns. I would probably send one of these guys maybe at level 10 just because of how strong they are, and that's also probably when the players would even deal with more devils, to be honest. The lowest I'd probably ever say would be like the party is level maybe 7. I could see a party doing some crazy stuff at level 7, but that's also, I want to point out, facing this guy alone maybe might be a challenging fight. It doesn't have legendary actions or resistances, so it's not going to be too powerful, but I still think it's kind of crazy, kind of cool.